Well, a transgender they-them freak in the Missouri House has just filed a bill to repeal Missouri's firearms preemption law. And the impact of House Bill 2064 would be a disaster here in Missouri. Aaron Dorr, guys, of the Missouri Firearms Coalition. Here's some context for those who don't know what we're talking about. Missouri's preemption law states only the legislature can regulate firearms in Missouri. This law was first passed in 1985. And the idea behind it was to ensure that we have a uniform set of laws when it comes to firearms in Missouri. If we didn't have preemption law long ago, decades ago, Kansas City, St. Louis, Columbia, all these bigger cities and a bunch of smaller cities would have passed local gun bans, an AR-15 ban, magazine limits, all of it. So preemption law is the one thing keeping our cities at bay and keeping our gun laws uniform across the state. The law was first passed in 85. It was modified in 2003, modified again in 2014. But here's the problem. There was never penalties put into the law. There's never been penalties that would enforce compliance from our rogue cities and counties here in Missouri. So 2 years ago, for example, Jackson County, Kansas City area, passed two ordinances that were far more restrictive than state law. The first ordinance makes it a crime at the county level to possess and carry a handgun in Jackson County unless you're 21 years of age. Permit, no permit, doesn't matter. It's a crime unless you're 21. The second ordinance makes it a crime to have any semi-automatic firearm, rifles in particular, in Jackson County unless you're 21 or at a gun range. Now, both of these are illegal. Both violate state code, both violate our Constitution. The thing is, Jackson County knew it. They just didn't give a damn. Their former county executive, Frank White, told them, don't do it. This is illegal. It's going to get us sued. They did not care, did it anyway, and they removed Frank White from office. Now, a little side note for you. Just last week, the Jackson County local legislator who did all of this, Manny Acrabera or Abacra, whatever his name is, got charged with 2 criminal counts of harassment and domestic battery out of Kansas, as well as a third criminal charge from Jackson County, Missouri, for breaking a protective order. So it's always nice, isn't it, when a criminal dirtbag tries to take away our gun rights as he's facing criminal charges himself. But I digress. So as weak as our preemption law is, lacking the penalty provision, it is still keeping most of these blue cities at bay in Missouri. They hate this, and that's why Representative Thomas Wick, this they-them tranny from Jackson County, has filed House Bill 2064. Here's what the bill would do in order. Number one, it repeals Missouri's entire preemption law. So it's gone. Number two, allows every city and county in Missouri to pass all the local gun control laws that they want. Number three, it sets up Missourians for bogus criminal charges from liberal counties all across the state. And number four, it creates an unknowable patchwork quilt of gun law. So what's legal where you live might not be legal in the next county over. So we all know where this leads, right? It's an AR-15 ban. It's a semi-automatic ban. It's a magazine limit law. It's countless gun-free zones, and they would run every local gun shop out of these blue cities. This is not theory. 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, former St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones tried to do all of this, passed an ordinance that would do all of that crap, and we stopped her by having Attorney General at the time, Andrew Bailey, sent her a nice little letter that reminded her of the law and told her that he would sue her over this if she persisted in this. And thankfully, she backed down. But if we lose preemption law, we lose that lever. We lose that protection. Now, I love reading some of the comments from non-member FUDs in our comment section that smugly tell us that this is Missouri and nothing bad could ever happen to our gun rights in Missouri. Yeah, well, nothing was ever going to happen bad to gun owners in Florida either until they passed waiting periods. The Republicans passed waiting periods a couple of years ago. Nothing bad was ever going to happen in GOP-controlled Indiana until they passed red flags again in 2019. First in 2005, then again in 2019. Nothing bad was ever going to happen in red Alabama, right? Until they banned additional firearms accessories just last year. And so forgive me and forgive MOFC members if we don't listen to people who say nothing bad could ever happen here. After all, this is the same Missouri legislature that hasn't passed a gun bill since 2021. If you think about it, between SEPA in 2021 and our huge victory in 2016, constitutional carry, stand your ground law, all that stuff, we've only seen 2 big gun victories in 12 years from our pro-gun leaders here in Jeff City. So now is no time to trust the Republicans. Instead, it's time for all of us to get very loud. There's 4 ways you guys can help us out. Number 1, hit the link below and sign your official petition opposing HB 2064 so your rep and senator know that anybody, and I mean anybody, but especially Republicans who consider voting for this will be crushed in the primaries coming up later on in August. That's number 1. Number 2, chip in $20 if you can to help us get the word out and warn more gun owners and put more pressure on the legislature here in Jeff City. Third, whether you're watching this on X, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, share it. Please put it on your own social media platforms. Send links to your friends. Get every gun owner you know involved in this fight. And finally, if you're not yet a member today, go to joinmofc.com or MissouriFirearmsCoalition.org and get signed up.